Hey, we're in New York. This is Cole Cabana, and I'm not doing good times, great memories right now because something important. European rounds match tonight, man. 2 men. Me and you, Nigel. I'm about to play you at your own game. 8-3. Hey. You're Listen, man, what we did's over, buddy. I'm with Nigel McGuinness right now, and I got an important thing to say to him.
I don't care about Nigel McGuinness. I don't care about you. This isn't about us. It's about your buddy CM Punk and what he's doing with the ROH title. What's going on?
What? Listen, that's his own merit. That's his own game. He's flying by his own rules right now. Please don't put that pressure on me, man. I don't want to get nothing between us with that pressure. That's his stuff, all right? I'm very concentrated on Nigel and the Europeans round match. Very concentrated, all right?
Well, you should concentrate on your putty. And tell him to get his head straight. Tell him to do the right thing.
Do the right thing.
Do the right thing.
All right, I'll call Spike Lee and tell him right away, man. And we got to do this over because...
All right, well, we'll come back and do it.
Come back to it. Unbelievable.
It is July 9th, 2005. We're at the New Yorker Hotel in Manhattan as we have trios tag team action to start things off. Wardell Walker joining Lacey's Angels, or at least getting a chance to show what he can do under Lacey's direction, teaming with Cheech and Deranged, taking on the Rake Crew Express of Dunn and Marcos and Dixie. Dave Prazak with you, joined at this time, returning to his own stomping grounds this weekend for the New York double shot, Lenny Leonard.
Good to be home again here, making my second appearance for Ring of Honor. We've got trios action started things off here, and they are going at it hot and heavy early on. Nice arm crack there, and a big chop in the corner by Marcos.
Cheech reversing that Irish whip. And it's Marcos taking him over with the head scissors.
So much controversy here in Ring of Honor. Last night, is CM Punk even here tonight to defend the world title?
I didn't see him in the locker room. Of course, he was given the directive from his future boss that he needs to defend that title, do what's right for business for Ring of Honor, and not walk out of this promotion still holding on to that title. The question is CM Punk in the building? Will he come out here, and will he put that title on the line?
Well, if he knows what's good for him after Mick Foley's conversation last night with someone in Connecticut, he better be here tonight.
Right now, it's Dixie going to work on Cheech. Of course, Lacey, the top businesswoman in professional wrestling today, manipulating all the men that she takes under her wing. And the question is, will Wardell Walker be a permanent member of Lacey's Angels? She offered him an opportunity here tonight. He wants opportunities here in Ring of Honor. He shows that he's one of the top talents. He's one of the hottest prospects in wrestling today. And maybe Lacey can help his career a little bit.
He fell last night to the hands of Nigel McGuinness, and look at this. Little air guitar here by the Rake Crew Express.
And Lacey sending the Angels in to break that up, but out to the
spinning around and finally taken down by Marcos.
And out to the floor he goes as well. Things not working well for the Angels here in the early going. Wow, triple leapfrogs. What a combination from the Ring Crew Express and Dixie.
Unbelievable tornado DDT off the super kick. And it is all going the way of the Ring Crew Express. Finally a cover here.
Cheech able to kick out though.
A little too much time celebrating there, only a 2 count. Break of the eyes by Cheech. Sends Dunn to the corner.
Of course, we got out not only Lacey, but Cloudy as well at ringside for a personal secretary.
Reverse of the Irish whip, up and over goes Cheech. Nice head scissor takeover.
Back to his feet, though. And taken down once again. Cheech needs to get out of that ring.
He needs to make a tag here. Lacey pounding on the mat. There's a tag to Wardell Walker.
And right before Dunn can make the tag, Walker strikes. Going for the wheelbarrow suplex, not able to take him over. Dunn trying to fight it off, but he finally gets it. Walker showing his power.
The strength of Wardell Walker just dumping Dunn on the back of his neck. There's a cover. Once again, a 2 count.
Not able to put him away. I think Walker just sort of grasping at straws here, doing whatever he can to work his way up the ROH ranks. He's had some impressive outings, as you mentioned, falling to Nigel last night. Maybe thinking that aligning himself with an organization such as Lacey's Angels, maybe get him somewhere.
Trying to capitalize on the success. Big clothesline there.
I don't know if it's a wise strategy on his part, though.
Wardell trying to capitalize on the success he's seen down in Florida with FIP, trying to earn a spot here in Ring of Honor as he makes the tag.
A little showboating from Deranged before going to work on the ribcage of Dunn. Of course, the Ring Crew Express still with the Carnage crew on their tail. Still an issue between those two teams. As right now, Deranged hitting the ropes repeatedly and going to the chin lock. Again, not doing much damage to his opponent, just sort of rubbing it in his face that he's in control of the matchup. Holding onto that chin lock, looking to wear down Dunn. They've cut him off from his corner, unable to make a tag and bring a fresh man into the matchup.
Sound strategy here by the Angels, cutting off the oxygen supply here, trying to wear him down.
This is the first opportunity for the Ring Crew Express to show what they're capable of inside this venue. One of the hottest new locations to see Ring of Honor live and in person.
Thumb to the eye and now a choke right in the corner.
They were scheduled to compete at the Manhattan Mayhem event before the Ring Crew Express were put out of action before the match could even start by the Carnage crew. Up and over goes Dunn. To the second he goes. Sunset flip.
Only a 2 count there. Up and over, lands on the top rope. And a nice round-up from the backside. Hooks the leg.
Not quite enough right there for Deranged. Lacey shouting instructions from ringside. Paso to the second rope goes Deranged. K brought up, blocked. Dunn caught him,
but he's planted with a DDT.
Deranged hesitating to go for the cover here. Looking to follow up.
Handspring moonsault, another cover. Again, only a 2 count, failed to hook the leg.
He should have gone for the cover before even connecting with that maneuver right there, showing a little bit of cockiness. Wardell Walker back in, possibly the most powerful man in this matchup.
Certainly the largest man in this matchup, but he can move like a junior heavyweight as he climbs the ropes. Pounding away at the back.
Dunn doing his best to fight his way out of this position. Tosses Walker down.
Climbing to the top. He might want to think about making a tag here instead. but drops the big elbow on Vordell Walker right in the center of the ring. But you can see the wear and tear showing here on Dunn as he is unable to follow up.
He's taking a lot of punishment in this match. He connects with a high-impact elbow drop off the top rope, giving him the opportunity, if he can make it to his corner, to bring in a fresh Dixie, to bring in Marcos.
Lacey pounding on the mat, screaming at Vordell Walker as he catches a right hand and a big chop from Dunn. Make it a second. Go behind by Walker. German suplex hangs on. Dropping Dunn right on the back of his head. Make it a pair, and again Vordell hanging on. Trying to put Dunn away here right in front of his corner. Big release, German right on the back of his head. He may have him here. Only a 2 count, too close to the ropes. Dunn able to make the break by grabbing the bottom rope.
Could be a tactical mistake right there. Dunn had a flurry of offense before that series of suplexes by Vordell Walker. Opting not to make the tag at that point in time could cost him here. He needs to get a fresh man in that ring.
What an arrogant cover.
Some more of the cockiness shown by Lacey's Angels.
Cheech makes the tag.
It was Cheech and Deranged just last night, putting in a strong showing against the ROH Tag Team Champions, Jimmy Jacobs and BJ Whitmer. Can they get the victory here tonight in trios action?
Set himself a little too soon there. Dunn has him up. Big power bomb. And again, he cannot follow up. He has got to make the tag.
Double count administered by Paul Turner. Needs to inch his way toward his corner and get a fresh man in the ring.
Deranged crawling in his corner. Dunn crawling over to his. Deranged tags in Cheech. Dunn is able to get a tag to Marcos, and he's firing away at Cheech. Big enziguri. And a drop kick.
Marcos doing his best here, but no, Cheech able to kick out.
Vordell Walker inducts the clothesline.
Assisted slice bread number 2. The Ring Crew Express working as a team here, double team strategy. But Cheech puts a stop to what they had in mind.
Marcos up on the shoulders.
Springboard ace crusher. Nice tag team work. Oh, nice tag team work by the Angels right there, but can't get the victory. Nice German suplex from Dixie.
Dixie makes the save, and he's cleaning house. But he's caught by Vordell Walker. He's going for the vortex, the swinging Uranagi. There it is. So close, just a 2 count there.
Ring Crew Express going to work on Walker, double team style.
This one's broken down now. I don't even know who the legal man is anymore. Walker hanging on. Double clothesline doesn't quite do the job. Finally, Walker sent to the floor.
Cheech driven head first into the turnbuckle. Ring Crew Express looking to work as a team once again right here.
Senton off the top. That's got to be it.
And it is. The Ring Crew Express and Dixie pull out the victory here in your opening contest.
You ready to try this again?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right.
Hey,
I'll do a countdown. Let me do a countdown for you. 5, 4, 3, 2.
We are in New York, and no good times, great memories. New York City, Colt Cabana, Nigel McGuinness, Europeans round match, and this is very important. The first in Ring of Honor. I'm trying to do a promo. What?
What's up with your boy Punk?
What do you mean, what's up with him, man?
What's up with your boy Punk?
He's doing his own thing, all right? Aries came in here before. He gave me the business. I do not know.
Aries-
and I don't
I'm not
want his
Aries,
heat,
Colt.
all right? I know, man.
What's up with him?
I don't know.
He's your friend.
Listen, he's my friend, but I'm not taking the plunge for this one, all right, man? He's doing it on his own accord, please. I swear, man. Listen.
Not taking the plunge?
I'm not taking the plunge.
Well, neither's anybody else. And if you're still stuck on his side, you probably will be.
All right, I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm out of here. Get your own promos. I'm not getting cut off anymore.
Jimmy Jacobs to start things off as Husk covers Rock as the tag team championship is on the line. Whitmer and Jacobs to defend against Logan DeVito, the Carnage Crew. Of course, Jacobs and Whitmer became tag team champions during the month of April while Logan DeVito were on the sidelines, forced into 90 days of non-activity in Ring of Honor at the hands of the Ring Crew Express. Defeated in Scramble Cage at the 3rd anniversary celebration, part 1. They have returned, as the t-shirt says, fat, drunk, and pissed off, and maybe a little bit more focused than before to really make an impact in the tag team ranks here in Ring of Honor.
They're looking to do just that with a shot at the titles here, as they're taking over on Jimmy Jacobs early on here. Nice nip up by Jacobs. Reversal, he goes to work on the wrist and catches a big right hand in the mush.
Of course, there's a lot of history between the Carnage Crew and BJ Whitmer, involved in that war with Whitmer and Dan Moff. which culminated at Final Battle 2004 in a matchup that saw the only appearance ever in Ring of Honor of thumbtacks as Mick Foley brought them to ringside. That rivalry renewed right here, this time with Jimmy Jacobs at the side of Whitmer. And Jacobs holding his own against the Carnage Crew right here as DeVito tagged in.
Jacobs tags in Whitmer. Also going to have two fresh men here going at it early on. The ROH tag team titles on the line here.
Two powerhouses in that ring right now.
Got a contrast in styles. We've got the wrestler versus the brawler here. Tag team champs.
As good of a technical wrestler as BJ Whitmer might be, he can mix it up brawling style as well. Involved in many street fights here in ROH. With Death Before Dishonor 2 Part 2 in Chicago Ridge, Illinois. Battling with the Second City Saints. He can mix it up. Jimmy Jacobs has been known to get hardcore from time to time as well himself.
Whitmer going to work on the arm. And Jacobs giving the thumbs up on the outside. Nice roll through there and goes to work on the arm of Whitmer. Nice reversal.
And DeVito showing that he's not just a brawler himself. Whitmer and Jacobs have been excellent tag team champions, fighting champions thus far, with wins over the Second City Saints, the Embassy, of course last night against Lacey's Angels, Generation Next, you name it. Whitmer and Jacobs have taken on all tag teams here in Ring of Honor and come up with the win. Tonight the Carnage Crew is a big opportunity.
They've let it be known that they don't fear anybody who wants to take a shot at those belts. They'll take on all comers that they have since winning those titles. And it is BJ Whitmer in control right here.
Still have no word from the locker room as to whether or not CM Punk is even in the building.
Here's hoping that some common sense prevails, and he shows up to do the right thing for this company, do the right thing for
I
business.
don't think he's going to voluntarily do anything for Ring of Honor anymore. It's all about himself, as right now it's DeVito. I think he wants Jimmy Jacobs in that ring.
He's asking BJ to make the tag.
And the fans want to see Jacobs as well.
Looks like everybody's going to get what they want. Jimmy Jacobs in there now against DeVito.
Might be a small competitor. He's got a lot of fight in him. A lot of heart and determination. Right off the bat, DeVito going to the eyes of Jacobs and pitches him out to the floor. And out on the floor is where the Carnage Crew is at home.
Going to work on Jacobs on the floor. Referee distracted with Whitmer on the inside. They're double teaming Jacobs. Hard whip into the steel.
But this time it's the forearm of BJ Whitmer. That takes DeVito down. Look going to work on Whitmer.
Slams his head into the table. It's broken down here early on. All four guys on the floor.
Whitmer head first into that table. Referee asking them to bring it back inside the ring, but there's not much he can do at this point. As now it's Whitmer into the barricade.
This match going the way Roke and DeVito want. They want a brawl. That's their style. They just want to beat people up. If they can win the titles in the process, so much the better. And it is on the floor here now early on. Jacobs in the chair in the corner, but he's fighting back. Big right hand on Roke.
Meanwhile, DeVito with a handful of BJ Whitmer's hair, bringing it back towards the entranceway. On that steel ramp. Oh, suplex on the ramp. That's going to take a lot out of the back of BJ Whitmer.
BJ Whitmer's back crashing down on the steel ramp.
The Carnage Crew can't win it out on the floor. He's got to bring it back inside the ring. And now Jimmy Jacobs firing up on Loke inside the ring. And down he goes.
Jacobs goes to shoot him off reversal. Hasn't been a wheelbarrow this long. And a big belly to back suplex, dumps him right on the back of his head.
Jacobs was trying to go for the bulldog out of that wheelbarrow, but too much power as Luke just drove him down to the canvas. DeVito tagged back in.
Drives the boot right into the midsection of Jimmy Jacobs. BJ Whitmer still trying to make his way back to the corner after that suplex on the ramp.
What's the matter, BJ?
Talking that garbage in the direction of Whitmer. And now just a flurry of punches for Jimmy Jacobs. And what agility shown by DeVito. Standing drop kick.
2 count as Jacobs kicks out. Whitmer still in the corner in a heap, struggling to his feet. Look at the pain on his face as he reaches for his back, though.
Just spits in the direction of Whitmer. And the referee tied up with Whitmer on one side of the ring while the Carnage crew double-teamed Jacobs.
Series of right hands from both Roque and DeVito. He says that's tag team wrestling. He's right.
Vertical suplex.
And down goes Jacobs. Roque with a cover.
Not hooking the leg, though. Jacobs able to kick out. Whitmer trying to shake off the effects of the brawling out on the floor. And again,
Spit right in his face.
drawing the attention of the referee while the Carnage crew can go to work on Jacobs behind his back. DeVito with Jacobs into the barricade once again on the floor. Referee more concerned with getting Whitmer out of the ring than keeping his eye on the action.
I understand BJ's frustration trying to help his partner out here, but he's doing more harm than good, taking the referee's attention away, allowing both members to go to work on Jimmy Jacobs out on the floor. Whitmer's got to try and keep his cool and stay in the corner.
Double team strategy here from the Carnage crew. As Jacobs is up on the shoulders of Luke. DeVito up top.
Big man looking to fly here. Missile drop kick off the top.
For a big man, DeVito can fly. Cover, but very close to the ropes. Jacobs able to kick out though.
A little too much time celebrating.
Reaching for the tag, Whitmer wants in, but they've cut the ring off, keeping him away from his partner.
Sound tag team strategy here by the Carnage crew, isolating one man from his partner and just going to work on him.
Cross faces on Jacobs.
Absolutely vicious cross faces, make it 3.
Of course, we've seen many tag teams take advantage of the small frame of Jimmy Jacobs and focus on beating him down for the duration of the contest in search of gaining the tag team championship from Jacobs and Whitmer. And every single time we see Jimmy Jacobs dig down for an extra burst of energy, that fight that's in him. Jimmy Jacobs, a very formidable competitor despite his size.
He has the heart of a man 10 times the size of his body, that's for certain.
And we're seeing him get that burst of energy right now as he fights his way back to his feet.
Firing lefts and rights. You didn't think he'd want to slug it out with a bigger man, but he's holding his own here.
Jimmy Jacobs is fearless.
But he is caught right there. This might be it. We might have new champs.
No, he's able to kick out.
Another tag by the Carnage crew. That might be 6 or 7 now since Jimmy Jacobs has been in the ring with BJ Whitmer on the outside.
And Whitmer has had a lot of time out on the apron to shake off the effects of the punishment that he took earlier on in the matchup. And again, yeah, frequent tags on the part of the Carnage crew. Shin breaker, neck breaker. To complete the combo, it's DeVito up top.
Misses the moonsault. Jacobs able to get out of the way, and a spear on Roque. But can he make the tag?
Both of the Carnage crew are dazed. Jimmy Jacobs needs to realize where BJ Whitmer is and make that tag. He rolls backward and tags.
There's the tag to Whitmer. Big double thrust to the throat, forearm shiver, and a big chop on Roque sends him sprawling.
BJ Whitmer going to work on both Roque and DeVito. Vertical suplex. Holding on.
Northern Lights with a bridge.
Roque right there to break it up.
Reversal by Whitmer, the Irish whip. Drop down, up and over goes Roque. big leg lariat takes him off his feet. BJ Whitmer going at it 2-on-1 here as Jimmy Jacobs still trying to recover from the beating he took early on.
Both of the Carnage crew just driving Whitmer down into the canvas. Double team Boston Crab right here. Keep your eye on Jacobs.
Double DDT.
Uses his momentum to drive both of the Carnage crew head first into the canvas.
All four men down in a heap.
The match taking its toll on everyone involved.
Whitmer with a powerbomb of Jacobs. There's a cover. Oh!
Powerbombing his own partner down onto the chest for extra impact.
Jacobs elevated to the floor.
He hit hard.
BJ Whitmer now in the ring with both members of the Carnage crew one more time.
Knee to the midsection. Oh no, could we see it?
Ropes going up.
That's about as close to 3 as you can get without it being 3. Despite pile driver not enough to earn the Carnage crew the tag team titles.
We were less than half a count away from new ROH tag team champs. They think they've got BJ beat right here. DeVito's going up one more time.
Maybe trying to set up for that pile driver off the ropes. If they can get it. Jacobs, though, trying to fight for his partner here to hold on to the championship. Exploder suplex from Whitmer.
Jacobs on the apron, climbing up to the top. Headbutt. Oh, shoved to the apron and onto the floor.
Whitmer back to his feet, firing away on DeVito.
Through a table, shoved off the top rope.
But Jacobs is back inside the ring, going for the contra
the chant, "Let's go Gibson," so much better. Let's go Gibson. Come on, let's go back to last night. Present, because there's no time like the present. James Gibson and the rest of you in the ring, I fully intended to come out here and challenge the winner of this four-corner survival for a shot at the Ring of Honor World title. But Gibson, seeing as the way you acted so unprofessionally last night, sticking your little backwater hillbilly nose where it didn't belong, not once, but twice. I don't want to give you any kind of a title shot. See, but you could have been the Ring of Honor World Champion. You could have beat 3 other people here tonight, and there is that very slim chance you would have went on later tonight to wrestle me, and maybe, just maybe, you would have won. Win-loss record doesn't reflect that of somebody who can challenge the champ. Let's face it, Gibson, you're a loser, but I'm sure you enjoy being a loser. I'm sure you enjoy grabbing some Coors Light and getting your little clapper cage and running out on your four-wheeler with your fatigues on and going mudding and getting all drunk and peeled up and going out and catching yourself some armadillos and some varmints or I don't know, whatever it is you do. But basically, that is not the qualifications of a champion. So I'm not even going to give you the right. It's you, Roderick Strong. Because a couple weeks ago here in New York, I called you the future of Ring of Honor. Except the shoe was on the other foot regarding these people. They all chanted, "Please don't go." You people thanked me. Think about that for a second. He laid in the ring defeated, and you people had tears in your eyes, and you got all emotional, and you thanked me. But I'm not done teaching you a lesson. I'm going to beat some respect into you tonight. I'm going to teach you a lesson you're never going to get it. You're never going to forget, except Roderick Strong. You people got to enjoy being puppets. You really got to enjoy it. Roderick Strong tonight.
non-title match. I feel like seeing a man's skull split wide open. Just maybe, you're depending on my kindness, my compassion, my love for humanity to prevent this from happening. Is that correct? Will I do it? Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. But if I were you, I'd be asking myself one simple question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do ya? Punk! All right, then what does that mean? Does that mean right here in New York City, that we get ourselves a little title match? Yes. Let's go, Sylvia. You got it. Punk. Have a nice day.
Well, some words of encouragement from James Gibson for Roderick Strong as Jimmy Rave jumps Gibson from behind, put the boots to him. I guess we have an answer. CM Punk will defend the title tonight against Roderick Strong, against his wishes. Again, not looking to do what's best for ROH, what's best for business, always looking to do what's best for CM Punk as of late, but he will put that title on the line. We're scheduled for full quarter survival. We got 3 men as Jimmy Rave just choking away on James Gibson in the corner.
Fortunately, Mick Foley here to help persuade CM Punk to do the right thing.
Wait, what's this? Coming from the locker room, Alex Shelley.
What's he doing out here?
It looks like he's entering himself into this matchup.
Why would he want to...
Taking full advantage of the fact that a member of Generation Next can't compete, so he's putting himself in that spot. Making this match 4 as Azrael tagged in, going to work on James Gibson. Of course, just last night, Gibson was part of one of the most high-impact 4-corner survival matches in ROH history. Definitely nursing the effects as he was the subject of much of the punishment dished out by his opponents last night. Now he's in command of the arm of Azrael.
Well, you see Nana on the outside talking to Killer Cruel in the corner of Jimmy Rave and Jade Chung out there as well. Absolutely disgusted by Nana's tactics with Jade Chung over the last little bit here in ROH.
He's been completely mistreating her, and the fans have gotten sick of seeing that take place as well. Gibson out to the floor, bringing himself back up to the apron now.
Gibson questioning what Shelley's doing in here as well, obviously.
Well, Alex Shelley doing whatever he can to take advantage of opportunities at the expense of Generation Next.
Azrael asking...
What the... Oh, wait, do we have the feedback? More technical difficulties. We're back in action as James Gibson. And look at now! This is ridiculous.
Someone needs to do something about that.
There's no place for that in wrestling. There's no place for that in society in general. And right now, Gibson holding on to the arm of Azrael in hammerlock position. Back to their feet. Bringing away on the arm. And Azrael.
Trying to go for a back heel trip here as he's holding on to the arm of Gibson. Driving the shoulder into the armpit there of Gibson, doing a little damage to the left arm, and Shelley makes the tag.
Shelley back in that ring, and you'll notice that James Gibson with some words of encouragement for Roderick Strong before he retreated back to the locker room. Of course, there was an issue between those two in the past. Enemies sort of united with the common goal of looking to see the ROH World title taken off of the waist, off of the shoulder of CM Punk before he exits this company, before he leaves. He wants to walk away from Ring of Honor with the championship on his shoulder. But it's in the best interest of everyone on the roster for him to lose that belt, for us to look and get behind Roderick Strong here tonight as he has the chance to stick up for Ring of Honor and take that title off of CM Punk.
Look at the strength of Shelley here with the bridge. Gibson trying to force the shoulders down for a count. Look at the strength in the neck muscles of Alex Shelley as he's able to fight his way back up and now force Gibson down. Trying to put those shoulders down, and Gibson showing some strength of his own here. Shelley trying to back heel trip, trying to put the shoulders down and drives the knee to the midsection.
Finally breaks that bridge.
Really able to get a 1 count there.
Gibson trying to work his way out of this position, and he does. Sweeps the leg.
Count on Shelley. Nice single leg by Shelley. Floats over, and again, he only gets a 1 count. Series of reversals, both men here. Very evenly matched, and there's Jimmy Rave with a tag, trying to enter himself into this match.
Neither man with a decided advantage right there, but Jimmy Rave brings himself in. And the fans letting him hear it.
Jimmy Rave using the rules of this match to his advantage. Shelley straight a little too far to that corner. Rave able to tag himself in, and he now goes to work with Gibson, who controls the arm.
Of course, Gibson and Jimmy Rave, two men who have really come into their own here in 2005. Gibson showing that he means business since entering Ring of Honor. Many have termed him the MVP thus far in 2005 on the ROH roster, while Jimmy Rave has worked himself into main event status, along with the help of Prince Nana and the Embassy.
A lot of confidence in Jimmy Rave since aligning himself with Nana. Look at the bridge here again, as he just wrenches back on the knees of Jimmy Rave.
Putting tremendous pressure on the hold, but a double stomp from Alex Shelley puts a stop to that.
Shelley obviously worried that Jimmy Rave was ready to tap right there. Doing everything he can to keep this matchup going so he can make his way back in legally. Big slam by Azrael. And an elbow right across the chest cover. 2 count by Azrael. Gibson able to slip out.
And Azrael's been really coming into his own in 2005. Really fine-tuning his game and becoming a strong force. Had an excellent hard-fought matchup last night against Roderick Strong. And he gets the vertical suplex on Gibson.
Another 2 count by Azrael.
You can see out on the floor, Nana just pulling Jay Chung around by the arm.
Sickening.
Referee Paul Turner checking on the condition of Gibson. As Azrael has the head trapped. Of course, in addition to the ROH World title match between Punk and Roderick Strong tonight, the Pure title will be on the line as Samoa Joe is set to defend against Austin Aries just 24 hours after Aries was once again able to pin Samoa Joe in an ROH ring with the Brainbuster 450 combination.
He may well have Samoa Joe's number here. That's 3 times in a row he's been able to put him down for the 3 count. Something no one was able to do for 21 straight months here at ROH, and he's done it 3 times in a row.
Jimmy Rave just raking the forearm across the face of Azrael in the corner. Jimmy Rave has had newfound confidence in his own ability since aligning himself with Prince Nana, something that he may have lacked in his early ROH career.
Nana able to find that mean streak down deep inside of Jimmy Rave that maybe Jimmy didn't know he had. And there you see it as he just connects with a big right hand to the face of Azrael.
Rave just hangs him out to dry, dropping the midsection of Azrael over the top rope. And a very confident Jimmy Rave.
Very cocky cover, only gets a 2 count. Winner of this matchup's going to get a Pure title shot next week in Connecticut. Big knee right to the midsection, driving all the air out of the chest of Azrael. Another cover and a 2 count again.
We've seen one title change already tonight Could we see another, possibly even 3, before this evening is over with?
I know I'm hoping for one more for sure at the end of this night.
You know it.
There's Nana again, just dragging this poor girl around.
And the fans are just as disgusted as we are, Lenny.
As they should be.
And right now it's Alex Shelley going to work on Azrael, just tying him up, submission predicament, pulling back on the arms, with the legs tied up as well. Almost folding him in half. But Gibson breaks that boot across the face of Shelley to break it up.
Smart move by Gibson there. That match was just about over, a little bit longer, and no way Azrael would have been able to continue.
The Outcast Killers rising up finally and breaking away from the embassy, telling Prince Nana that they quit. They have left Ring of Honor and left the embassy. A wise move on their part. Shelley with Azrael up on his shoulders now.
Taking his time here with Azrael, maybe too much time. And finally just drives him down into the mat. Steps on his chest as he leaps up to the top. Moonsault from the second row. Looks like he might have it. And just the 2 count.
Shelley, as of late, just in the past couple of months, putting a lot more aerial maneuvers to use, adding them to his repertoire. Not really known for the high-flying aspect in his career until recently, where he's incorporated maneuvers off the ropes.
Definitely becoming a much more well-rounded wrestler as he tags in Jimmy Rave, who's hearing it from the fans again.
And they have neutralized Azrael, keeping him inside the ring much like last night in the Four Corner Survival matchup. The members in the matchup isolated James Gibson. Wrapping the legs around the body of Azrael, pulling back on the chin. There's a warning from full turn. Azrael digging down for an extra burst of energy.
He's got to find a way to get out of this predicament here. He is not too close to the ropes. Jimmy Rave trying to squeeze all the oxygen from the chest of Azrael. Rave just leaning back. Azrael trying to drive the elbow into the knee and finally able to escape.
Azrael into the buckle, and Jimmy Rave just comes charging with the shoulder to the midsection. Northern Light suplex, nice bridge.
Azrael able to kick out. Jimmy Rave going to work on the midsection, trying to set him up for that Rave clash.
And still an issue between Jimmy Rave and AJ Styles as well. Styles was able to get the victory last night, but was not able to hit the Styles clash on Jimmy Rave. You've got to think that AJ Styles wants to finally hit that maneuver on Jimmy Rave, the man who stole AJ's trademark maneuver and renamed it the Rave Clash. And again, Prince Nana just manhandling Jade Chung on the floor.
Alex Shelley going to work. Pulling back on the arms of Azrael. He drives the knee into the back, and now the foot right between the shoulder blades. Tremendous pressure being put on the back.
For several minutes now, Azrael has been inside that ring and the victim of several members of this matchup.
Azrael fighting his way up to his feet, trying to turn around here, alleviate some of that pressure. Can he get behind him? Yes, he does. Oh, but quickly reversed by Shelley, and a belly to back drives him right to the center of the ring. Quick cover.
Hook the leg, man. Only 2.
Chose to drive the forearm into the face of Azrael instead of hook the leg, and that may have cost him the match right there.
Shelley, a very methodical wrestler.
See James Gibson effectively being frozen out of this matchup by Shelley and Rave, as they've both been going to work here on Azrael for a few minutes, and Gibson can do nothing but stand by and watch. And again, he's just hung out to dry over the top rope.
Well, if they keep Gibson out of the matchup, they keep him away from getting that pure title shot. If he's outside of the ring, he can't get that chance. Shelley just kicking away at the back of Azrael as he tries to hang in there. You can hear the crowd here in Manhattan getting behind Azrael to stay in this matchup. He's fighting toward the corner, trying to tag James Gibson.
Jimmy Rave, though, able to come in and distract the referee. Gibson made the tag, but the ref didn't see it.
Referee didn't see the tag. He's not going to allow it as Alex Shelley continues to go to work on Azrael.
Driving him chest first into the corner. He tags in Jimmy Rave. Azrael is in a bad, bad way as Jimmy Rave fires a right hand to the midsection.
And Rave going to work on the midsection of Azrael as well. Really taking a pounding in that ring.
The crown jewel, Jimmy Rave, huh?
The crown jewel of the embassy, as Prince Nana likes to proudly refer to him, Jimmy Rave.
Monster, all right? Be a monster.
Another 2 count as you see Nana on the outside.
Think big.
Azrael sent again, chest first to the turnbuckle, hard.
Rave out to the floor. What could he have in mind here?
Azrael having a hard time catching his breath here with all the offense dished out on his midsection in the ribcage, and again, dragged rib first right into the post.
You can't win out there. Get him in. Come on.
More damage done to the midsection of Azrael. Rave pulls him away from the ropes, goes for the cover, but only gets 2.
Smart move by Rave, getting Azrael into the center of the ring, but he didn't hook the leg. He might have had it right there.
And again, just strategically kicking away at the midsection. The weakened body part of Azrael. Everyone is focused on that body part in this matchup. At least Jimmy Rave and Alex Shelley. Gibson still on the apron. Not legally able to be brought into this matchup for the past several minutes.
Rave and Shelley focusing so much of their offense on the midsection of Azrael, taking away that oxygen supply. You eliminate a whole lot of Azrael's offense if he can't catch his breath, if he can't breathe. He's not going to be able to execute much of those flying maneuvers. But he's trying to fight his way up here, driving the elbow to the midsection of Jimmy Rave. Ducks the clothesline, hits the ropes, and he's nailed with a spear. That's got to be it.
Gibson dives in to break it up. The adrenaline was flowing through the body of Azrael as he fired away at Jimmy Rave, but one spear takes all that energy out of it.
Rave just drives the shoulder right through the midsection, and again he tags in Alex Shelley.
Again, going right back to work on that midsection, kicking away now. So much of Alex Shelley's offense is so very crisp. Makes every move count, no wasted movement out of Alex Shelley.
Azrael trying to fight his way up here. Shelley hooks him in a front face lock. Looks like he's going for a suplex here. Snap suplex, takes him right over in a cover. Hooks the leg. Azrael again kicking out. Trying to crawl his way to the corner to Gibson and make a tag, and Shelley drives the elbow into the back.
Of course, last time we were here in Manhattan, we saw Austin Aries and Alex Shelley do battle with the ROH World title on the line. Of course, if Alex Shelley comes up the winner of this matchup, and if Aries is able to win the pure title, they could be facing one another with a different championship at stake.
Double team maneuver there by Shelley and Rave. And a double right hand sends Gibson to the apron hard. But Azrael with a springboard off the top, double drop kick. Taking both men off their feet. Not on the outside, he's going crazy.
Buys him a little bit of time to dig down for some energy. I don't really understand why Alex Shelley and Jimmy Rave have been able to work together so well here. And I don't even understand why Shelley's a part of this match.
Obviously wants a shot at that pure title next week. But they are going to work on Azrael in the corner. Gibson helpless on the outside. Finally, he's had enough. Just helps himself into this match. And he's going to wheel Azrael into his corner so he can make the tag. And there it is.
James Gibson legally into the matchup. Going to work on both Shelley and Jimmy Rave.
Neckbreaker on Rave. Here's a cover. Ducks the elbow. Shelley connects on Rave. Big drop kick takes Shelley off his feet. It is all James Gibson here.
He's had a lot of time on that apron. He's a fresh man coming in there against 3 men who have been in the ring for the past several minutes. All the way up top, both men go.
Superplex, and he floats over into that choke.
Front guillotine choke.
And Shelley plants both boots right to the face of Gibson.
Azrael able to neutralize Shelley, sending him to the floor.
Up and over.
Gibson and Jimmy Rave inside the ring.
Both men struggling up to their feet.
Just duking it out here. Back and forth they go.
Trading right hands in the center of the ring.
Jimmy Rave hits gonorrhea. Gibson able to kick out.
Jimmy Rave just dumping James Gibson on the back of his neck. Only able to get a 2 count here.
Maybe looking for the Rave clash.
He hits it, it's over. Azrael off the top.
Before he could go for it, the springboard from Azrael puts a stop to what Jimmy Rave had in mind. Azrael wants to be tagged in here. Gibson crawling to the corner. There's the tag.
Azrael and Jimmy Rave up to his feet. Running knee into the midsection of Jimmy Rave by Azrael. Firing away with some boots to the back.
Classic kick combination from Azrael.
Irish whip into the corner. Follows up and he's caught with an elbow by Rave.
Azrael fights his way out of that position.
There's a cover.
That could have been it right there. James Gibson diving in to break up the pin attempt. Sends Shelley down to the floor.
Shelley finally able to make his way up to the apron. He gets knocked off by Gibson. Power slam there. And just firing right hands to the top of the head of Azrael.
Frog splash from Shelley. Azrael kicks out.
Jimmy Rave in a heap in the corner. Shelley going to work on Azrael.
Still anybody's ball game right here. Shelley with Azrael. Set to the buckle. Comes charging double knees.
Sets him up top. Shelley's going to follow him up. Azrael firing right hands to the midsection. Shoves him to the canvas.
Maybe looking for the double stomp. But no, Shelley moved out of the way. Azrael, though, back to his feet. Tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. Powerbomb from Shelley. Gibson breaks it up.
2.5, and Gibson makes the save. Big chop in the corner. Now just putting the boost to Shelley. Ducks Jimmy Rave's clothesline and fires a right hand.
Knee strikes now from James Gibson. It's the ropes. But a super kick from Shelley.
Tags in Jimmy Rave. Azrael and Gibson both in a heap. Little teamwork here from Shelley and Rave. Gibson catches Rave with a kick and a DDT on Shelley.
Holding onto the head, front guillotine choke. Will Shelley give it up right here? Gibson
He says
really
no.
reaching back on it.
He says no.
Running knee strike from Jimmy Rave.
There's a cover.
Azrael connects with the kick on Rave.
Shelley to the floor. Rave ducks the knee, rolls him up.
Sunset flip, no, rolls through. Rave clash. And Jimmy Rave earns the pure title shot.
I taught this girl, huh? It came with an instruction manual, and you're going to show these people what I have the pleasure of doing every single night. Hey, you know what? Take off everything. Take off your sock. Take off your ankle bracelet. Take off everything. So she can see the fungi. The athlete's foot from being the champion that you are.
both understand. You each get 3 rope breaks to break up a pinfall or submission attempt. Once you use those 3 rope breaks, the ropes are in play for your opponent to use, but they cannot be used by you to break up a pin or a submission. There is a strict
interrupting your big pro-pure match, Mr. Joe. My friend Austin, let me tell you, I've been watching you and those Generation Next guys and my friend long limousines, jet airplanes from Ghana to Tokyo. Any woman in the world you want. Just join the embassy tonight, my friend, and you can have anything. Well, not to be rude, but maybe you didn't see the big, mean Samoan standing over there. You see, right now I have a little more important things to worry about than your scheming plans on how you can make more money off other people. Trying to make money, my friend? Do you know I have bank accounts in Switzerland? Do you know I own? You're not understanding what I'm trying to say, so I'll slow it down for you, okay? Right now, I have more important things to do, okay? So if you want a chance to do business with me or Generation X, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna go in back, you're gonna draw my bath water for me, and then when I'm done here, maybe we'll talk. Now get the hell out of here.
Well, Austin Aries has no interest in joining the embassy. Pure championship on the line. Samoa Joe set to defend against Austin Aries. Pure title rules. You are allowed 3 rope breaks to end a pin or submission. After you are out of rope breaks, your opponent can use the ropes, such as a maneuver like a tarantula can be put to use and will be legal. There is no close fist striking to the face. If you are caught using a close fist, you will be issued a warning. On your second close fist, you will be cost a rope break, and if you are out of rope breaks, you will be disqualified. There is a 20 count on the floor, and the title can change hands on a countout or disqualification. Of course, these two men very familiar with one another. The pure title on the line in this instance. In the past, it was the ROH World title that hung in the balance.
Samoa Joe at this point has to be asking himself, does this guy Austin Aries have my number?
Certainly seems that way. Of course, it was Final Battle 2004, where Austin Aries defeated Samoa Joe, putting an end to a very illustrious world title reign to become the ROH World Champion. And he was able to successfully defend that title in Chicago Ridge, Illinois, defeating Samoa Joe, sort of outsmarting him. Samoa Joe applying the choke to Austin Aries, pulled back, and actually pinned himself, basically. Had his own shoulders down on the canvas, did Samoa Joe, while applying the choke, and Austin Aries pinned Samoa Joe. And of course, last night they did battle as part of the 4 Corner Survival, and it was Austin Aries defeating Samoa Joe once again with the 450 splash. Does he have Samoa Joe's number? Will we see Austin Aries leave Manhattan wearing the pure title?
That may well be the case, and the winner of this matchup is going to have his hands full 1 week from now in Connecticut as they have to take on Jimmy Rave, who earned himself a pure title shot in our last matchup here in that 4-way match.
Samoa Joe holding onto the hammerlock to the side headlock. He goes, taking Aries down to the canvas, holding onto that headlock. No. Senior official Todd Sinclair in charge of the action.
Right there checking the shoulders, seeing if if Aries' shoulders are down to the mat. Nice head scissor escape there from Aries.
Or Samoa Joe trying to do the very same thing for the Pure Championship that he did for the world title in terms of elevating its prestige in the wrestling industry. And he's been a very successful Pure Champion thus far, has had several memorable contests in this ring, memorable title defense against James Gibson. Both went back to their feet.
Aries down in the guard position there. Joe went for an open hand strike, but Aries able to get out of the way. Both men now up to their feet and trying to lock up. Big mistake there from Aries, trying to match strength though with Samoa Joe.
He has the height and potentially the strength advantage. He certainly has the weight on his side, and he stomps down onto the finger.
He also has the support of the fans here in Manhattan, solidly behind Samoa Joe.
And you know, aside from the matches that we mentioned already, there was another matchup between Joe and Aries. It was that empty arena match, which appears on the Do or Die 4 release. Quite a little bit split in terms of their support of their chosen competitor in this matchup. Great agility shown from Austin Aries right there. Connected with the elbow, but Joe staying on his feet, and a big slap across the face of Aries.
Goes for the German, but Aries able to land on his feet. Kick to the midsection of Joe. Knocks the big man down from the left side. Joe on a knee, Aries to the ropes. Big spine buster.
Used Aries' momentum against him right there as he came charging, just caught him and planted him. Now it's Joe with the momentum in the back senton across the back of Aries.
All 280 plus pounds of Samoa Joe right across the back of Austin Aries, and he's in a bad way here. Joe trying to turn him here. Aries able to keep one shoulder up.
Doing his best to try to fight it off. Into a Boston Crab goes Samoa Joe.
Once again, focusing on the back of Aries. Look at him cinch down, putting all that weight right on the back.
Changes it up a little bit. Still putting all the same pressure on the back, and you'll notice he's very close to the ropes. You almost have a different strategy put to use in pure title matches where you might go for a submission hold, such as that on your opponent close to the ropes to entice him to grab hold of that rope and use up his rope breaks.
Sound strategy on the part of Joe.
Solid chop across the chest of Aries, and he dishes it right back out.
Forearm shot. Aries responds with one of his own. Make it a second. Snapmare on the big man takes him down. Chop to the back. Kick to the chest. Make it two. Finally, Joe able to go to the mat. Tries to drive the knee, but Joe up.
Aries trying to use one of Samoa Joe's own trademark combinations right there, and it doesn't pay off.
Aries in the corner trying to pull himself up.
Joe very focused. He's determined to finally get a victory over Austin Aries, to finally pin his shoulders down to the canvas. Running knee strike.
Aries in the corner with nowhere to go.
Fine position for the face wash here. Just raking the bottom of his boot across the face of Austin Aries.
Aries again in the corner with nowhere to go. Joe just driving the boot right into the jaw.
Underneath the ropes, trying to escape from Joe's wrath. Joe taking his time.
He's on all Aries!
Again, we have a 20 count on the floor in pure title matches. Typically, there is no count out here in ROH, but the referee can disqualify you if you're on the floor too long.
Aries gonna have a seat on the outside.
And Joe's just gonna wait for him to get back inside the ring. He knows that he's got 20 seconds.
11! 12!
Also gonna try and use every bit of that 20 seconds to try to alleviate some of the effects of Joe's heavy offense that we've seen early on here. Focusing mostly on the back of Aries.
steps back through the ropes and inside the ring. And Joe connecting with the kicks. Aries right into the buckle. Joe comes charging. Aries moves out of the way.
Joe sort of hung up on the ropes there kind of awkwardly, and he's caught with a drop kick from Aries. Kind of perched precariously on that table on the outside.
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit!
The heat-seeking missile of Austin Aries diving over the table and connecting with Samoa Joe, driving him right into the barricade.
Class, Aries!
Both men down on the floor.
Referee putting the count on these two competitors. Aries has Joe in a seated position, maybe looking to rub that ole kick in his face here, quite literally.
Oh, look at that.
Not giving the fans that satisfaction, I guess. Up to a count of 12 and both men back inside the ring. Aries in control and just boots Samoa Joe to the side of the head.
Joe up to his feet, Aries with a waist lock, trying to go for that side suplex, but Joe clamps down on a side headlock. Look at the strength of Aries able to get the big man off his feet.
That's it on the second attempt.
Quebrada hooks the leg.
Holds onto the arm, right into the cross arm breaker. But Joe reaches the ropes.
That is rope break number 1, used by Samoa Joe.
Joe feeling the pressure from that arm break.
Both men have used one rope break apiece.
Aries able to use one of his rope breaks earlier on when Joe had that modified Boston Crab lockdown.
Joe hits the buckle hard. Running drop kick in the corner from Aries.
Joe staggered. Aries climbing to the top. Looking to take advantage here. Connects with a drop kick right on the chin. There's a cover.
And he went right into the cover off of that drop kick. Sort of landed right in pinning position. Only gets 2.
Aries thought he had Joe there.
We're looking to finish him off right here. Looking possibly for the Brainbuster. It was the Brainbuster 450 combination that earned Austin Aries the ROH World title.
There's a knee to the midsection and pounds away at the back.
Can't get the big man up.
I don't know if he softened him up enough yet to be able to get him off his feet like that. Just pounding away at the back now.
Aries staying on his feet. Off the ropes he comes. STO.
Joe unable to follow up here, though. The offense of Aries obviously showing its wear and tear here. Both men down as Todd Sinclair again applies the count.